Hey guys, I'm back from my break. I keep on disappearing every other month, and I apologize for doing that. Anyways, I'm once again making another Smash Bros. Moveset video, with this video being the third installment of this series on my channel. Today, I would like to create a fan-made moveset for the Yakuza character, Goro Majima. Goro Majima, aka the Mad Dog of Shimano, is a recurring main character in the Sega franchise Yakuza. His outlandish and insane persona, along with his playable appearance in 2015's Yakuza 0, quickly made him one of the most iconic and fan-favorite characters of the entire series. Although he is not the main protagonist of the series, I think he is still a fairly well-known character from Yakuza, and I also think he has the potential for a far more creative moveset than the actual poster boy and main character of the series, Kazuma Kiryu, which is why I chose to make a Majima moveset instead of Kiryu. Besides, I don't think it would be that much of a big deal, as Min Min from ARMS got into Smash despite not being the main face of the series, with that character being Spring Man. Before I start talking about the actual moveset, I would like to thank Devil Leon 7 for giving me permission to use his videos as footage, so I can showcase the moves I will be talking about to you, the audience. This guy has not only helped me with this video, but with my entire journey throughout the Yakuza series. His videos help me learn combat tips and how to get better at the games. If you're a fan of Yakuza, or you want to get into Yakuza, make sure to check this guy out. His videos are extremely helpful for both beginners and advanced players alike. For this moveset video, I am primarily only going to talk about Majima's specials and final smash. Starting with his neutral special, I have come up with two different possibilities. The first one would have Majima using a move I call Mad Dog Lunge. It's a simple move where Majima lunges in the direction he is facing and thrusts his knife forward. Pressing and holding the special button for a longer period of time will make the lunge travel faster and the damage dealt much greater. This can make the move a little bit unpredictable. The neutral special is inspired by a move from Yakuza 0, where if you were using the Mad Dog style and press and held the triangle button, Majima would travel forward and stab upwards with his knife. The move can also be found in Yakuza Kiwami and in Majima's dynamic intro in Yakuza 7. My alternative idea for his neutral special would have Majima wield a gun. Not just any gun, but his go-to shotgun, the Exorcist, from Yakuza Dead Souls. When using this attack, Majima would become stationary and fire a single shot. He can fire up to 3 shots before needing to reload. The shots fired from this gun would be much more powerful than Joker's handgun, especially at a short range, but the reload time needed for the Exorcist would balance out the shotgun's immense power. For his side special, I decided to make a move called Knife Spin. Fans of the Yakuza series may be familiar with this iconic move which debuted in Yakuza 4, where Majima literally becomes a Beyblade, and he spins towards the player character, cutting them up with his knife at high speeds. The concept of this move would essentially be the same as in the original games, in which Majima would spin in the direction the analog stick was turned to, and he would repeatedly damage any opponents in his way. The move would be very fast, but there would also be a lot of end lag to not only balance the attack, but to also stay true to the original move, because when Majima does the Beyblade attack in the Yakuza games, he would almost always have to take a quick moment of rest after finishing the move, giving the player a chance to strike. Next is Majima's recovery move. I admit that I at first struggled to come up with a good move for the Mad Dog of Shimano, but then I came up with the move Knife Plunge. I know, I suck at making names, but still, hear me out. The move is based on an attack that Majima has been using since the original PS2 Yakuza game back in 2005. Majima would jump high up in the air, and then plunge back down with his knife pointed towards the ground. If the player decides to quickly use the up special a second time, just before Majima begins to go downwards, he would then be able to jump a second time before beginning to descend. Majima's ability to jump a second time would be fairly unique, and would be loosely based off of the Yakuza series quick step mechanic, which Majima is shown to be a master at during his boss fight in Yakuza 3. As for the down special, I again have two different ideas. My first idea is a counter simply called Mad Dog Counter, and is an attack that Majima utilizes in his legend style during Yakuza 0. When an opponent attacks the player, Majima would evade and stab the opponent, causing a large amount of damage, but no knockback. Although there would be no knockback, the move opens up the potential for various combos, while the enemy is briefly unable to attack from the counter. My second idea is another counter, but it is fairly different from the one that I mentioned previously. I call this counter Shadow Deception, and is a move that heavily references Yakuza 5 and is somewhat like Greninja's counter. Just like in Yakuza 5, Majima creates a shadow clone of himself through sheer speed and briefly disappears. If an opponent attacks this shadow clone, they'll be met with a knife swing by Majima from the rear. If no one attacks the clone, it will disappear after a few seconds, and the real Majima returns to the stage, leaving him open to attack for a few seconds, making this attack a move that should be used carefully. Lastly, for the final smash, I decided to use his Yakuza 7 summon as the main influence. The move would start with Majima jumping forward with his knife in hand, similar to Joker's final smash, and any unfortunate soul that got hit by the attack would be transported to Kamurocho Hills. The final smash would play out very similarly to the Yakuza 7 summon, where the Mad Dog would jump off the Kamurocho Hills building, proceed to throw dozens of knives, and then summon lightning to greatly damage any of Majima's enemies. And that's it for the moveset portion of the video. If you have any disagreements or suggestions, make sure to tell me in the comments. Now it's time to talk about Majima's costumes. Majima has had a lot of different outfits throughout the series, so it wasn't that difficult to come up with 8 appearances that would be great for Smash. Aside his default appearance, there's his Majima construction attire from Yakuza 2, his grey suit design from Yakuza 3, a shirtless Majima that reveals his tattoo from Yakuza 4, and Officer and Zombie Majima from Yakuza Kiwami. The next 2 outfits are from Yakuza 0, and would use a completely different model from the other costumes. The 2 outfits would be his default appearance from Yakuza 0, along with the Everyone's Idol costume that is seen during the 24-hour Cinderella cinematic. For the stage, I thought about using the top of the Millennium Tower, appearing in the finales of Yakuzas 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It is one of the most iconic locations of the series. I would like to have various Yakuza characters appear in the background, similar to Mementos, King of Fighters Stadium, and Garrick Mach. As for the stage's music selection, I have come up with a list of 15 tracks that are memorable and iconic to the series. The first song would be a karaoke medley, consisting of a mix of the best karaoke songs from the Yakuza series. I would personally put Yakuza 4's Machine Gun Kiss, 5's Baka Mitai, 0's 24-Hour Cinderella, and 6's Today is a Diamond. Next, from Yakuza 0, I would add Kuza's theme Pledge of Demon, Shibusawa's Twin Dragons, this game's version of Receive You, and One-Eyed Dancer, Majima's Breaker theme. The Yakuza 1 songs would be the main battle song, Funk Goes On, Arase's Turning Point, and the Nishiki theme, For Whose Sake. Yakuza 2 would also have Outlaw's Lullaby, a battle theme used for the Sotenbori fights, and a remix of Ryuji's theme, A Scattered Moment. Yakuza 3 would have Fly, Mine's theme. Yakuza 4 would have this game's final fight soundtrack for Faith, along with this game's version of Majima's Receive You. Yakuza 5 would have Daigo's theme, along with this game's final boss theme called Battle for the Dream. And lastly, Yakuza 6 with Somiya's theme called Destiny. One last thing I would like to talk about are the Mii costumes. I once again struggled with coming up with ideas, but I eventually came up with 2. A brawler Mii costume for Kazuma Kiryu, and a mask of Onomichio from Yakuza 6. The team could also use this round of Mii costumes to be more Sega focused in general. Maybe add some costumes from Bayonetta and Virtua Fighter. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions for a new Smash Bros. Moveset I could make, feel free to ask me in the comments, and I might consider making it, depending on how well I know the series, and how well I can make a moveset from the requested fighter. Alright guys, adios.